Namaskar, namaskar. मेरा नाम है राजीव कुमार बजाज यानी RKB, and at the moment, of course, I am with Advocate प्रदीप नाम्बियार जी. प्रदीप जी नमस्कार.
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार.
और प्रदीप जी और मैं हम दोनों हैं कहाँ पर? नेशन नाउ पर. नेशन नाउ हमेशा आपके साथ, हमेशा ही आपके साथ रहेगा. This is a special show of Nation Now. आपको जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी, वंदे मातरम.
वंदे मातरम.
One of the biggest shows in the country, I believe, is something called Big Boss, based on Big Brother's house. Big Brother's house, of course, has now been banned. It doesn't occur anywhere. The last Big Brother's house winner was our own Shilpa Shetty. And after that, the producers and the channel decided that they would not subject people to that kind of trauma. However, its Indian version, Big Boss, continues and continues and continues. I don't know what's the kind of trauma people who have been contestants on Big Boss, the Indian Big Boss, helmed by our own Salman Khan, go through. I don't know. So let's ask. We have our very dear old friend, life coach Arfeen Khan, the man who has helped God knows how many hundreds of thousands of people, is life coach of Hrithik Roshan, who was there along with his wife. His wife, by the way, is still there. SARA Khan, ma'am SARA Khan is still there on Big Boss. Arfeen has been allegedly eliminated. Let's go straight across to him. Arfeen, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Always fine. We are always fine, Arfeen. Namaskar, namaskar. So,
Namaskar,
you seem to be very happy with yourself. You're looking very nice, very handsome, as usual.
And you're looking younger as well. What's going on? I mean, what's the anti-aging pill you're taking? I want to know.
At least 4 single malts every day, lots and lots of red meat, lots and lots of red meat, and lots of arguments. So, Arfeen, you were there in Big Boss. You know, Big Brother was shut down in England. They shut it down because they said we are not going to take responsibility for the fact that the contestants become suicidal after the show is over. So, what accounts for his success here? And have you become suicidal? You don't look it. You look very happy.
No. Not at all. I mean, it was a great show. By the way, my wife has been evicted. Just to let you know, she got evicted, unfortunately.
Oh.
But yeah, she did. But it was brilliant. It was a very tough show. Not a very easy show at all because this is all a game of the mind, and they got microphones in the bed, they got microphones on the wall, they got microphones in the toilet. You don't know what time it is. You don't know what day it is.
They've got microphones in the toilet.
Yeah.
They can hear you flushing your shit. I mean, you can't even shit, shampoo, and shave without somebody watching. What's that? What? Why would anybody subject himself to that? Yeah, go on.
I actually had no idea that they had toilets they had microphones in the toilet. I had no idea. But anyway, I'm sure Big Boss must have heard a few things from me in that toilet. But apart from that, it's a really good show. I mean, it really brings out the true character in you, and you see the manipulation of human beings, you see the desire of human beings, you see the craziness of human beings.
Did you bond with anybody over there? I know your wife was also there. Must have been keeping an eagle eye out for you. Did you bond with anybody? Did you flirt with anybody? Were you propositioned by men or women? I know you're also a big hit with gays.
God. Where did you hear that? We'll
tell you as we go along. So what happened? Which is the girl who propositioned you? Tell us.
Well, no one. My wife propositioned me. That's the only girl that propositioned me. That's the disadvantage.
How boring.
That's the disadvantage of going in with your wife. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I made some good friends there. I mean, believe it or not, I made friends with probably one of the most controversial contestants there, who I think is one of the most extraordinary human beings I've ever met, Rajat Dalal.
Gee.
People say very bad things about him, but he's a really gem of a guy and an amazing man.
What did you say his name was? Ranjit Dalal?
No, Rajat Dalal.
Rajat Dalal. All right. So Rajat Dalal became a friend of yours. Right.
Yeah, he became a friend.
Arfeen, you have been dealing with people outside. You've been a motivational speaker, motivating people. All kinds of people from all sections of the society, and you have seen their depression. You've seen how maniac they get. You've seen their ups and downs, falls, success, defeats. How do you compare that with Big Boss? Could you identify the people, by just looking at the face and this guy is having some problem?
Yeah. Absolutely. But let me tell you something, right? I don't believe in motivation or positive thinking. I think that's all garbage. It's all bullshit. Because, it's stupid. If I'm going through a bad time, I can't say life is good, life is good. It's a really dumb idea. And whoever professes motivation and positive thinking needs some mind coaching themselves. So I like to give a reality check. I like to show people a mirror. I like to let people realize, who they are, what they're doing, where they're going, what they're doing. And, from that perspective, and people, believe it or not, make a massive change when they see reality. Even as journalists and people of the media, you guys attempt to show people the reality of what's going on in the nation, what's going on in the world. And sometimes that can hit you really hard. And my job is to give someone a backhander, if you know what I mean, not a physical one, I'd like to sometimes, but a backhander on to look about, look at what's going on in your life, how shit your life is, or how good your life is.
You were talking about Rajat Dalal. Tell us something more about him. He had been kidnapped and stuff like that and all that. So
when I went in the house, I didn't know anyone there. And when I met this guy, I got to know who he was. I didn't know anything about him until I came out. The media said to me, "What the hell are you doing supporting this man? He's got some criminal activities," but he's not a convicted criminal. No. And you know what? There are two sides to every story. There's the side that shows the shit part of you, which is what people like to hear, and there's the side that shows the great part of you. And I met the guy without the baggage attached, and he really is a great guy. He's a really good-hearted man, and maybe he's got into some trouble. He's a young man. He's a power lifter, won 14 medals for India. He's got a very, he can lift 300 kilos, intelligent man. But, I notice how if someone does something bad, the whole world forgets anything good they've done. And all the focus is bad.
What did you think? Okay, let's get this question over with, then we'll talk more about Mr. Salman Khan and so on. Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, Rajat Dalal should win. If anyone should win, he should win. No question about it.
Not that people keep talking about somebody called Vivian or Vivan or somebody like that. Who's
that?
Vivian.
No. Vivian should not win because Vivian hasn't done much, to be honest with you. He's very famous. And, you don't win trophies for being famous. You win trophies for being real, right?
Right.
And I think Vivian's a nice guy, but, and he shouldn't win. I'm sorry. I like the guy, but he doesn't deserve that trophy at all.
Right. So tell us about Salman Khan. What was it like to interact with him? Because first up, Salman Khan made fun of you and your profession. Yeah. So what did he say?
It appears that way that he made fun of me. He didn't make fun of me. I think, you know what it is? When everyone thinks I'm a therapist, a counselor, a life coach. I'm not actually a life coach. I'm a mind coach. And my profession is very different. I don't sit there listening to people's problems. I'm least interested. What I do is I show people a mirror and then try to explain that to someone who doesn't understand that concept because he doesn't know what it is. Most people don't know what it is. He actually thought I was a therapist and he said, "You should listen." I said, "No, I don't listen." He goes, "Are you going to tell me what you do?" I said, "No, I'm not going to tell you what I do." And I think that kind of irated him a bit. And but I don't think his intention was.
So you riled Salman Khan a little bit, as is usual with you. Whosoever you meet, you get under that person's skin, right?
Well, you're the only one. You're the only one I haven't rattled. You're the only one I haven't rattled so far. So that would be an achievement in itself. I think.
I don't think you will because I know you, so it's all right.
Arfeen, most of the people think that most of this is scripted. Is it scripted? I mean, yours and Salman Khan, or it's absolutely spontaneous?
Nothing is scripted. Zero script. It's zero script. There's no script. In fact, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You see people supporting you and then they're backstabbing you in the back. A Big Boss does kind of, trigger you by saying things like they got an excerpt of my conversation with someone saying that my wife shouldn't be in the house, took it out of context and said, Arfeen Khan wants his wife out of the house. And I said, well, maybe in real life, well, not on the show, right? But the point I'm making is that, they know how to trigger people. They've been doing it for 18 years. And, I knew when to be honest with you, I went in there for a reason. My goal this year is to work on the masses out there, the people. Because I think India's going to go through a very dangerous time. If you look right now in India, the biggest, in fact, let me ask you a question. What do you think is going to be the biggest problem for the Indian youth in the next 5 years? And let's see if you can guess.
To find themselves, to identify what they want to be or what they want to do. That's going to be the biggest thing, which has been true for every generation. But in this generation, it is because of social media, because of connectivity, because of the kind of approval that you're looking for on social media, is going to be terrible. Let's be very clear. Things are only going to get worse. They're not going to get better. Yes.
I agree. And you know, yeah, you're right. The biggest problem is going to be gambling. It's going to be gambling. You got more gambling addicts at a young age than any other place on earth right now.
Yeah.
I get messages every day from people saying, I've stolen jewelry from my mother, I borrowed money, I betted. And India's got to become a gambling nation. And there's no worse vice. It's worse than alcohol, worse than drugs, worse than prostitution and fornication is gambling. And it's, you've got a young population who's got access to mobile phones, access to digital rummy games and live casino games, and they're pumping money in. And people don't realize the severity of it. It's going to be so bad that people don't realize. So I thought to myself, I'll go in Big Boss, let the world know what I do, and hopefully I'll make some kind of a...
Did you think you made any change? Did you think you were able to make any change in the attitudes of people that you met in Big Boss's house? Because after all, you live in a very closed environment in Big Boss. You don't know what's happening outside of the world. You don't get newspapers, you don't get television channels, you don't get news, you don't have access to your phone. So how does that work?
Well, the best thing was that we didn't have access to anything, so everything was raw. And I think people make changes by the quality of the message they give. You know, I've known you for a long time. You speak really well, and your language and the way you deliver will have an impact on people. The same way, if you go in to meet people and you're attacking them, and you're trying to fake it, people won't get impacted by you. But if you're honest and you're straightforward and you talk to the point, whether people like you or not, I don't give a shit if someone likes me or not. But even if they don't like you and you speak out and you say what is the right thing to do, you can make an impact.
No, over here,
you found some counseling there.
One second. One small thing. I'm going to ask the same question, but you can ask it just after I've asked. Would you advise Salman Khan to take coaching from you?
Well, I think everyone should take coaching because look,
especially from you. Especially from you.
Why not? Why not?
But do you think Salman Khan needs it?
Everyone needs it.
I'm asking you a specific question. Don't beat around the bush. Does Salman Khan need you? That's what I want to know. Like Hrithik Roshan, for example.
Yeah, it's not a yes/no answer, but I will answer your point. I will answer your question because I'm not. It's nothing wrong with wanting to have a coach. Absolutely, why not? Yes, because everyone has their challenges in life. I don't fix depression people. I don't fix people with problems. What I do is I help people excel their mental state. That's my job. I don't work with people that are going... See, at the end of the day, someone should want to do this. Someone should want to make a change. And if they're not willing to make a change and not willing to do it, then no matter, even if you bring Aladdin's lamp, nothing's going to change. I've worked with some of the most incredible people on planet Earth. And these are not people that have problems. These are people that want to excel, they want to get better, they want to take control of their life, or they want to handle shit better.
Arfeen, you were there in the Big Boss counseling people outside. You felt that these guys, some of them required counseling when you talk to them, when you interact with them.
Oh yeah.
Who are these guys? Who are the guys you wanted to think that this guy desperately needs my counseling?
Okay, so I'll tell you who needs counseling. I have no problem. Karanveer Mehra needs counseling for sure.
What's his name? What's his name again? Karanveer.
Karanveer Mehra, yeah.
Karanveer. Okay.
Karanveer.
Oh, is that an N or an M? N. Okay. Karanveer Mehra.
He's just one Khatron Ke Khiladi. He's quite an intelligent man, but he definitely needs mind coaching, not counseling, mind coaching. Then you need Shilpa Shorotkar. She's very famous. She definitely needs some mind coaching. Avinash Mishra needs some mind coaching. Who else was there? Shrutika needs some mind coaching. I don't know her. I keep forgetting her surname. Who I missed out? Yeah, I think these are the
So all these require some different kind of coaching, or you put them all in one room and tell them what they want. You got mind coaching. All have the same problems.
See, you got to understand. We don't deal with the problem. It's not the problem. It's a mindset. It's an attitude. It's the way they look at the world. Anger, envy, jealousy, rage. What shit is going on in people's heads? Why are they so angry all the time? Why are people so pissed off all the time? The world is a great place. We haven't had a world war for 50 years, right? You got water running in your taps. You got food coming on Zomato. You got Amazon delivering shit to you. You got movies to 4 million channels to watch. and people are pissed off and unhappy. I find it bizarre. You know, like there's so much
I agree with you.
desperation for fame.
When we were growing
It's so-
up, it was a project just to be able to go to the cinema hall and watch a movie. That's it. We didn't have a phone. Nobody had a phone at our time. We used to watch these instruments on Star Trek every week.
That's right.
You know, Captain Kirk and what was his name? Leonard Nimoy?
Spock, yes,
Commander Spock.
Spock.
Communicating with each other through communicators. That looked like science fiction. But look at it today. We are communicating with you over the internet. Can you believe that? I mean,
And we've got artificial intelligence now.
yeah, we got.
Oh my God! I mean,
And
the
we are
world is
still
becoming-
unhappy and angry.
We're miserable. The people are complaining all the time. It's ridiculous.
Just like in Big Boss.
So how do you
Just like in
treat
Big Boss.
how do you treat Shilpa Shirodkar and how do you treat Karamveer? Are you going to be the same yardstick?
No. Karanveer has major anger issues, like major anger issues and domination issues. He wants to be the king. He has delusions of grandeur. You know, he thinks he's the high and mighty. And Shilpa Shirodkar is I get on very well with her, but she just, when someone's overly nice all the time, and the ones who are really nice are the worst ones because no one can be nice all the time. I mean, look at Mr. Bajaj. He's not nice all the time. He tells people to their face what he wants to say. If people are too nice all the time, then those kind of people need to be run away from. They need to be. Do you think
Shilpa
it's crazy.
Shirodkar suffers from the fact that she was this huge new thing in Bollywood and in the modeling world at one time, and now perhaps she has not achieved what she was supposed to achieve? Could that be one of the reasons?
Yeah, I think so. I think she's had a big gap. She's had a big gap in her acting career, and now to come back into this space with so much competition and so much, it's not going to be easy for her.
I'm telling you, in the 90s, Shilpa Shirodkar was this new big thing, which had just hit everybody. And then suddenly, we find she just disappeared. So perhaps all that is coming out here in Big Boss, is it?
Maybe, yeah. I think, what happens when you are a superstar and then you don't get that fame and attention, it does affect people. It affects people dramatically because people are driven by significance. People want the public attention. And I think she's come back to find her way. She's come back to reclaim herself. And I hope she does well. She's a good-hearted person, but trying to look good all the time is not a good place to be in. It's not a good place to be.
How do you treat Karamveer's eagerness to dominate everything? How do you put a tinge of spirituality within him, or how do you do it? How do you curtail his dominance?
You kick him in the balls, metaphorically. Metaphorically. You kick him in the balls. That's what you do, and you make him see the reality of what the truth is. Look, at the end of the day, your actions will produce an outcome. Every cause has an effect, right? If anyone that thinks they're high and mighty is going to fall one day. They're going to fall because you're high and mighty compared to who? How good are you compared to what? So you've got to be competing with yourself. You've got to be raising your own bar. You've got to be raising your own mental state. And not, trying to tell everyone that you're better than them, because no one is better than anyone, and that's the truth. No one is better than anyone.
You're treated, you interact with Hrithik Roshan, and you interacted major college management school college students, trying to motivate them. Now, how is the depression of Hrithik Roshan compared to a depression of the college students out there? Not knowing the goals. How do you find easier? Who do you find easier?
Which depression are you talking about? I don't deal with depression. I don't know why everyone thinks Hrithik is the least of depressed people. I've never met such a strong, front-footed, driven man in my life. I mean, depressed. I mean, I don't work with depression. That's not my expertise. I work with kicking people up the backside and raising their mental state. So, people talk about depression. Depression is a very powerful word. Depression means that you're coming to a point where you are going to end it effectively. So I think people may be in pain. People may be in difficulty, but I don't know whether we can call, it depression. Not at all.
So when people say they're depressed, especially people in Big Boss, what are they really saying?
Say that again?
When people say they're actually depressed, what are they really saying?
See, first of all, the word depression has become so common. What they're really saying is, please give me attention and please notice me. And give me some love and affection, because I need to be noticed. I need to get loved. I need to be, I need to know that I exist. That's what it is, to be frankly honest.
So how many such people did you meet in Big Boss's house?
Oh, loads of them. A lot of them. I gave you the names already.
Do you think Salman Khan is one of them?
No, Salman Khan is a very, very strong man. I'll give you that. He knows, in his mind, he knows who he is. He doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks about him. You know, he's straightforward. He doesn't like you, you'll know about it. He likes you, you'll know about it. He's clear. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I can't ever imagine Salman Khan ever going into a depressive state. I don't think that man is too built. He doesn't give a shit. You know, it doesn't matter what you think. He's very clear, very focused. He knows what he wants. And you know what I mean? So I don't think...
Do you think that he's more the dominant kind? As you try to describe Karamveer, that he wants to dominate wherever he is. Wherever he is, I'm the boss. I want to dominate. I'm going to call the shots. I'm going to do things. Is Salman Khan like that?
Well, if he is the dominant type, he's got the right to dominate. He's been dominating the industry for 25 years. He's gone through a series of challenges and problems and stuff like that. And he's still standing strong, and he's still there, and he's still, you know, on the top 1, 2, 3, whatever number rotates all the time. So I think, you know, if you've achieved some level of...
Just his presence ensures the producers recover their money. I mean, even right now, look at that. Look at his age.
He walks in.
Listen,
he walks in, job done.
He is a walking, talking, acting lottery ticket. Let's be very clear. I mean, you don't get better than that. Salman Khan has not had a flop in the last, 15, 20 years. There's not a single movie of his that has not recovered its budget.
Absolutely. And not only that, he has gone through a series of so many challenges, and he's still there.
Oh yes, absolutely.
The man is there. He's like the Hulk. Salman Khan is like the Hulk in the Avengers.
So before we let you go, Arfeen, do tell us. And by the way, his name is Arfeen, not Arfeen. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
Arfeen is usually a girl's name, by the way. And Arfeen means applause. You know, you want to be applauded. Okay. So, and there was a lovely album. And there was a lovely album produced by a friend of mine for Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan called Arfeen. So, and also Pankaj Udas. So let's not go there. So all I'm saying is, what are the kind of people, including yourself, who get into Bigg Boss? First, tell us what was your motivation to get into Bigg Boss. Why did you do it?
Yeah, my motivation is very clear, right? I've been working, I've done very well, but I want to now impact the larger masses of people, because I think India is going to grow at levels unimaginable in the next 10 years. And with growth comes complications. People in the young age group as well, especially let's say 21, maybe 16 till about 30, these guys are going to have major challenges. And we're going to have what people are going to call a mental health epidemic. I don't think it's a mental health epidemic. I think it's going to be that people want instant fame, instant money, instant everything, and they're not willing to put their work into it. So my goal is, now that 300 plus million people know me, I'm going to be able to go out there and do something extraordinary for these people. That's my purpose of going. I didn't really need to go on that show. Now I knew I could have come out of that show in a worse situation I could ever be in, but I took the risk because I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm sure. And by the way, my Hindi has become fantastic, and I'm doing programs in Hindi.
So say something in Hindi. Go on. Hindi.
हाँ, तो मुझे हिंदी भी आती है। जब मैंने आपसे पहली दफा इंटरव्यू किया था, उस टाइम पे तो मुझे हिंदी भी बोलने नहीं आती थी। आप तो मैं हिंदी में बोलता हूँ, आपको जाता है तो नो प्रॉब्लम।
नहीं आती थी। सहारा में आप आए थे जनाब, and your show was very successful, by the way. माशाल्लाह, जबरदस्त। So तो सारा जी को आती है हिंदी?
Of course, Sarah's from India.
So, and she knows Hindi, right?
Yeah, of course.
No. That's a very strange thing.
Yes.
He said just now, Sarah's from India and she knows. And you are from Timbuktu.
I'm from the UK.
Okay.
So
I thought UK is India. I thought UK is India. Isn't UK India?
Yeah.
You've had a Hindu prime minister. You've had an Indian home minister. You've had an Indian finance minister. I thought UK was India anyway. All right.
आप हमें बताइए कि ये right to dominate जो सलमान खान जी का है और right to dominate of करमवीर में, इन दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है? आप कह रहे हैं कि सलमान खान is the right to, इनका right है dominate करने का हक बनता है, करमवीर का हक नहीं बनता, क्यों?
अब करमवीर ने अगर आप सोचते हो कि आप सब दुनिया से सबसे ज्यादा इंटेलिजेंट इंसान हो, आपको सब कुछ आते हैं, तो उसका रिजल्ट भी होना चाहिए ना साथ में। आप सलमान खान को देखो, वो पिछले 25-30 साल से काम कर रहे, तकलीफों में गया, परेशानियों में गया, फिर भी वो खड़ा है। तो अगर आप बोल रहे हो कि मैं सबसे महान हूँ, आई एम द बेस्ट, आई एम द मोस्ट इंटेलिजेंट, उसका ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड भी सेम होना चाहिए. सिंपल लॉजिक, कॉज एंड इफेक्ट, सिंपल इज दैट.
Right, cause and effect. And what does your wife think, by the way, of Big Boss? Have you?
What is my
Yes.
my wife went crazy on Big Boss. I've never seen a side of her in my life while I saw Big Boss. I've never seen her go so nuts in my life. That was an eye opener. I'm scared
What
of her.
does that mean, nuts? That's got a huge definition. What do you mean by nuts? She wanted to kill somebody. She wanted to slit somebody's throat. She wanted to beat up someone. What happened?
Well, I think she wanted to beat up. She wanted to beat up Karanveer, for sure. She wanted to beat up Avinash. She was throwing water and yelling and screaming, and I'm thinking, who the hell is that? I didn't marry her. I've never seen that side of her. But it was good, you know. It was good to see that she could stand up for herself. She was throwing tissues at people. She was throwing tissues at people, like that was hilarious. But you know, but she came out really well. She managed to stay 12 weeks in competition with some of the biggest TV stars there. So you know, hats off to the woman. And you know, my wife is an amazing woman, really is.
Yeah, she would be. She got married to you. Deserves a medal.
आप
Thank you,
Being married
yeah.
to you.
आप किस प्रकार के लोगों को यू लाइक मोर टू काउंसिल? स्टार्स को काउंसिल करने में आपको खुशी होता है, आनंद मिलता है अंदर से, या कुछ नए चीज? व्हाट आर द काइंड ऑफ पीपल यू एडमायर टू काउंसिल?
You know, I'll be honest with you. My greatest breakthroughs happened when I work with ordinary people and get them up to a higher mental state. Of course, I like working with celebrities, but also because some of them are the ones I've worked with are brilliant, very open-minded. But if I could impact 100 million people who are ordinary people that don't realize they're extraordinary, that would be better than anything else in my life.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So, चलते चलते जनाब, अब आप हिंदी में भी बोल दें. आपके मुताबिक और बेगम के मुताबिक, आपकी बेगम के मुताबिक, बिग बॉस कौन जीतने वाला है, एक बार फिर बता दें सर. इसके पहले
रजत दलाल को जीतना चाहिए, उसके अलावा किसी और को जीतना नहीं चाहिए.
और अगर कोई और जीत गया तो
I will be very angry and very upset.
तो मतलब बेईमानी होगी, वो तो चीटिंग हो जाएगी. कहने का मतलब ये हुआ.
मेरे हिसाब से बेईमानी होगी. रजत को जीतना चाहिए.
जी.
आपको मालूम है, मैं दिल्ली गया था
जी,
और दिल्ली में वहाँ उसका रजत का एक इवेंट था. 50,000 लोग आए थे वहाँ. 50,000 people came.
Rajat Dalal should win, right?
Must win, not should.
Rajat Dalal must win Big Boss 2025. That's what Arfeen Khan says. By the way, what's with the Khan? Anyway, we'll talk about that at some other point of time. Salman Khan, Amir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Arfeen Khan, matlab, mashallah, zabardast. So he must win Big Boss 25. That's what Mr. Arfeen Khan says. You're not a doctor, are you? As yet, you're not a PhD.
No, I'm English fail. I'm English fail 3 times. I'm mathematics fail 3 times. I've learned my stuff from the school of life, and there's no better education than a good kick up your backside and some real success in your life.
कोई स्लोगन होगा आपका वे ऑफ लाइफ को, किसी को भी जब आप मिलते हैं, काउंसलिंग करते हो, कोई बॉलीवुड के पिक्चर का स्लोगन है या कोई ऐसे फिल्मी स्लोगन है जो
हॉलीवुड भी चलेगा,
मोटिवेट करने के लिए बोलते हो?
हॉलीवुड भी चलेगा,
हॉलीवुड भी चलेगा.
मैं बोलता हूँ सिंपल है, मोटिवेशन इज बुलशिट, पॉजिटिव.
यस,
पीछे आवाज आ रही
कोई
है.
बात
मोटिवेशन इज बुलशिट, पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग इज बुलशिट. अगर आपको कुछ करना है, अपने स्लीव्स रोल करो और आगे बढ़ो, बस.
सरल.
Roll up your sleeves and get to work.
Okay.
कहने का मतलब ये हुआ कि हमारे जितने भी आज तक वो पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग वाली किताब वाले जितने हैं, वेन डायर हो गए, वो एंटनी रॉबिन्स हो गए, और अपने क्या नाम है वो, द रेवरेंड विंसेंट पील हो गए, थ्रो देम ऑल आउट.
They're good. They're like ice cream. You know, you taste it, you feel good for a little while, and then you go back down. You know, so it's good to read, no question about it. It's not going to change your life. आपकी life नहीं बदलेगी खाली बुक पढ़ने से. आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. Focus, बड़े-बड़े ख्वाब. इंडिया में रहते हो. India ने, you know, they've taken a man to the moon. They've got robot dogs in the army now. I saw today.
Yeah.
The stock market. They got property, infrastructure. आपका जो environment इंडिया में है अभी है, अगर इस environment में कोई अमीर या successful नहीं बन सकता है, वो अमेरिका क्यों जा रहे हैं ये लोग? पागल हो गए ये लोग. लंदन जा रहे हैं, अमेरिका जा रहे हैं. दिमाग खराब हो गया सबका.
And a word on, just before we let you go, that's a very, very important statement. दिमाग खराब हो गया है. आज के हिंदुस्तान में अगर कोई अमीर नहीं बन सकता तो कहीं कुछ नहीं हो सकता तुम्हारा भाई. सीधी सादी बात है. आज का हिंदुस्तान सबसे बढ़िया है. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, जनाब आप ये बता दीजिए चलते चलते, महाकुंभ हो रहा है सर. महाकुंभ हर 12 साल के बाद होता है. When Jupiter is in Taurus and the sun is in Capricorn. That happens every 12 years. That combination happens every 12 years. So the Mahakumbh takes place at Prayagraj. When Jupiter is in Leo, at that time the Kumbh happens in Hardwar. Now I want to ask you. You got crores and crores and crores and crores of people from all over the world coming there. Bill Gates is here. Steve Jobs, his wife, is here. She's been given a new name called Kamala, and so on and so forth. So to manage that kind of a sea of humanity, people have never seen that before. Nobody's ever seen so many people in one place before.
The biggest congregation in the world.
What does that say about India? What does that say about India to you? Go on, Arfeen.
So look, India has one thing which is amazing. There's still unity here in this country. There's still love and pride for the country. You go to other countries, people are cursing their countries, stuff like that. And you've got such a variety of people. Look, people tell me that there's a anti-Muslim sentiment in India. I don't believe that at all. I think India is the safest country in the world. I think for Muslims around the world, India is the best place on earth. And if you look at the variety, the culture, the colors, the people, the organizing, the intelligence, all the CEOs of all the big companies in the US are Indian. The Prime Minister was Indian. This country is, I mean, look at the size of this audience you're showing right now. It's massive. The only other place I can think of a size like that would probably be in Makkah in Saudi Arabia, right?
This is about 10 times that.
An audience.
This is about 10 times that size.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
This is 10 times that size.
And without rationing among the countries.
And by the way, MBS, who's right now the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, he had sent at the last Mahakumbh 12 years ago, I don't know whether you know this, he had sent an entire group to study what do these guys do that they're able to manage crowds like this without a tragedy. Because if you remember, in all the, in some of the Hajj which have taken place in these last 7 or 8 years, there have been horrible tragedies. There was a horrible fire, then at that time there was a stampede, and then so on and so forth.
Yes, every year.
So especially at the time when you shaitan ko patthar mare, when you stone the the devil. So at that time people can go nuts. So Mahakumbh, by the way, is about 10 times that size. It is fantastic.
Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's
so you learn something new every day. So you can thank us.
Wow.
So you can thank us for telling you something. Anyway, thank you very much, Arfeen.
Thank you.
And expect you in the office. I hope you'll come along and have a cup of coffee with us. We saw you here anyway, just the other day. You were here, you were meeting a friend of yours. We met you in the parking lot. If I remember correctly, you were just about to go out. You don't remember, do you? You had come to meet a friend. You had come to meet Saif Siddiqui. You had come to meet him downstairs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you did. So we met you here. So
good to meet you again. It's so nice.
Lovely to meet you. And
you guys take care.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. Best wishes to the missus. And great job. Very good job indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
May you still, counsel lakhs and crores of people towards the goal.
Coach. He says coach, not counsel. He says coach.
Yeah, coach. You're right.
Thank you very much, Arfeen. Great pleasure.
Take care. Good to talk to you guys. God bless.
Namaskar.
Bye-bye.
Namaskar. Thank you.
Namaskar.
And that was nice.
Fantastic.
That was nice. Always a pleasure talking to Arfeen. I love his energy. I love the positive energy that he brings everywhere. I know he hates the word positive, but I love the positive energy that he brings.
This time when we're talking to him, he's totally a different person.
Yeah.
He's saying throw all those motivational books in the dustbin.
Yeah.
That's the place where it should be.
And get out of depression, most importantly.
He hates the word depression. It's about depression.
होता क्या है भाई?
होता क्या है?
ये मतलब आपको अपनी जिंदगी का कंट्रोल लेना है, आपको अपने हाथ में लेनी है. अपनी जिंदगी की जो लगान है उसको आपको अपने हाथ में लेनी है. बट आरफीन साहब ने ये कहा और उनकी वाइफ भी यही कहती हैं कि रजत दलाल साहब जो हैं वो बिग बॉस के चैंपियन होने चाहिए इस बार. ऐसा उन्होंने कहा है और उनका ये कहना है कि अगर वो ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो उनके मुताबिक चीटिंग होगी साहब, धोखाधड़ी होगी. ऐसा उन्होंने कहा है. I'll leave it to the rest of you. You watch have you watched Big Boss?
No.
I haven't. I'm so sorry. We talked so much about Big Boss, but I must confess I haven't watched it ever. But all the same, that's what he says. A lot of people watch it, so I'm sure they must be very, very, very interested. And I believe it to be a fantastic show. And its original has shut down in UK, but Big Boss continues over here and goes from success to success. And I think all because of one man named Salman Khan. That's what I think. Well, that's all we've got for you in this special show. Please don't go away. We'll be right back with what's happening all over the country and the world. From both Pradeep ji and myself, Namaskar. Kahin jayega nahi, we're coming back.